Hey, hi, hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kat, and this is Kat and Moon Budgets. Um, we're doing something a little different. We're gonna go over our vacation spending because we went to Missouri this past weekend. And then we'll kind of go over like our overall spending recap as well to see like how on track we're doing. So this is gonna be in two different parts. So I'm hoping it works out, but my luck with editing and stuff, it never works out the way I want it to. So if things are off, that is why. If this is something that you end up liking, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. I have heard that YouTube is actually unsubscribing people that are subscribed, so just double check that you are subscribed to the channel and resubscribe if you still want to be. Okay, so I had estimated that the Missouri trip was going to be around like $600, not really knowing exactly how much gas was going to cost. I did not look it up at like where I expected to stop because I just didn't think about it. But I estimated gas at being higher because it was higher before we left. So I estimated it to be around like $120 total. But then I found a Quick Trip gift card from last Christmas that I forgot about. And so that had $50 on it. So we got $50 of gifted money to use for gas. So that kind of helped out a lot. So we're going to go over the spending. I have it here on the spreadsheet. It's backwards, I know, but I'll hold it up there for a second so you guys can see it. But we're going to go over it. So the first thing I paid for this trip was the Airbnb because I reserved it ahead of time. The one I really wanted was like super expensive and it ended up not being available for our weekend. So I had to look around for a different one. So we stayed 20 minutes away from where my father stays. And it was the halfway point between where the party was and where he lives. But it worked out pretty good. So the Airbnb for 4 people for the weekend ended up being $323 with a $20 tax fee to reserve it. And we had like a whole house to ourselves. It was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath cottage in Excelsior Springs, Missouri that we stayed in. And it was super nice. So we have a dog, Chippo. He is currently sleeping over here on the couch. We have to put him in a boarding facility because it's just easier than relying on family or friends to watch him and them not being available. So we send him to the boarders, and that was $135 for a total of 4 days because we dropped him off the day before the trip and we picked him up yesterday. So that's pretty good for one dog. And he really likes it there. The people are super nice. So like I said, gas, we had a gift card of $50. So I paid $91.70 out of my checking account for gas. Dakota had some issues with his Dayforce card because they were doing payroll all of Friday. And then he still wasn't able to use like his money on Saturday even. Or no, he did use it on Saturday. Yeah, like Saturday afternoon, I think it was, or like Saturday morning, somewhere in there. So like all of Friday, he couldn't use it. So it was really weird. And then the gas gift card, I used $45.76. So that was a total of like $130. So it was actually like under budget. But the most expensive place to get gas in was Des Moines, Iowa. We stopped in West Des Moines on the way back, and that was like $3.30 for the type of gas my car takes. Food. So we did not really do a whole lot for food. I did not bring like breakfast foods like I originally was going to because I didn't think I would have enough room in the car and I didn't think we would need it. But with my Thrive routine, I'm not usually hungry for breakfast until like 10 o'clock. So we did pack like sandwiches and snacks for the car ride so we weren't stopping as much and spending as much money. So our food was like Friday night dinner, Saturday morning breakfast, and then a couple of snacks on the way back on Sunday. My father paid for dinner on Saturday night, and then Dakota paid for our Taco Bell dinner on the way home because we stopped at the Iowa 80 truck stop on the way back because we were all hungry at like 3 o'clock. And the sandwiches, I already had like 2 or 3 peanut butter and jellies at that point, and I was not getting filled. Like I was still starving. So we decided to stop and get food. but Dakota paid for the Taco Bell. So it was $107.76 with a couple of snacks and the 2 meals. And it was like 44 and 45, and the snacks were like 18 or 19. So that's actually not too bad. And then I had to get a couple of car maintenance things because my tire pressure sensor was acting up the whole way. So I had to get a tire gauge, and then I needed antifreeze because my antifreeze was too low before we left. So I didn't want to like risk something overheating. And then on the way to Missouri, we stopped at the Iowa 80 truck stop for like a stretch break because it had been like 2.5 hours. And we got some scratcher pads for the kids to do as like a non-electronic activity. And then Jackson needed new flip-flops because he's obsessed with wearing flip-flops, and his broke. Like he got it caught in the door and it just pulled through and I couldn't fix it. So we just got new flip-flops. So that was $53.48. So grand total, our Missouri trip was $779.14. So for driving straight through for a 3-day weekend, honestly, that's not too bad. It was just a little bit over what I was expecting because I didn't plan for those like car maintenance and then the flip-flop fiasco. I did not plan on that. So either way, so now I have like an estimated amount that we would need for the next time we go, just to kind of make sure we have enough. So I'll have to plan for like $800 next time that we go. So now we have, we'll skip this over. So now this is our like individual breakdown of the month so far because my next paycheck does get deposited in a couple days. So that way we can kind of keep on track outside of the vacation. So far for food, this says we've spent $502.16, but I think something got categorized that shouldn't have. So let me just double check and make sure. What is happening? This is linked. Okay, so yes, this got categorized already. So we're going to delete that and approve. Okay. Sorry about that. So now this is going to be up to date because I haven't categorized that Walmart transaction you just saw yet. So that will have to be. But we're going to start in the bill section. So far, the only things I have had money go out for is babysitting and the pet insurance for Chip because of him being a dachshund mixed breed. We did get pet insurance after his last scare where he had like unexplained pain and we couldn't figure out where it was coming from. We still don't know like what had caused it. So we just decided to get pet insurance after that just to be on the safe side because I'd rather pay $40 a month for years and years and years and then be kind of screwed. Like, yeah, I still have to pay that money, but then I get reimbursed for it. So, and then credit card interest because that always comes out. I'm not able right now to pay that back as fast as I would like. And then we're going to go to quality of life. So Biz Upkeep, I did have a subscription come out for $56 and then vidIQ came out to help with YouTube and then Microsoft Clipchamp, the editing software that I use. I forgot all those were scheduled to come out. So I need to update those and fix that. So we had that come out. Miscellaneous was just like a parking that I needed when I was doing home health. Walmart was $3 for the card for my cousin's daughter's birthday. I did make naughty purchases for entertainment for Disney Solitaire game. And then Hobby Lobby, this was the fabric to try and put on the backside of it, but my sewing machine would not do it without ruining the blanket. So I chose not to do that. So I have elephant fabric that I need to figure out what to do with. Kids, we had entertainment for $34.42, and those were the scratch pads. And then $21.16 was Jackson's clothing or the shoes. I counted that as kids category because it was not for, like, I hadn't planned for that out of the vacation money. So I didn't use the vacation money for it. Subscriptions, we had Netflix come out, Amazon Prime, and Paramount Plus, and so that is right on par so far this month. Variables, food so far, for the month of November is $184.73. I did go grocery shopping yesterday. And so because we had money in the account, like I pre-spent my check money for groceries. So the money starting Wednesday or Thursday, I mean, when my check gets deposited, I went grocery shopping already because we had like nothing in the house, and that counts towards like the following week a little bit. So I overspent. I had like 190 in the folder so far, I think, left over from the last check. So I went over slightly because we just needed so many things. So food, yeah, I have 193.82 in that envelope, and it's going to be over that. So I kind of like overspent the following check a little bit, but that's okay. That's why like I just replace it and take it out of the next check, so it's not affecting anything else. Eating out was just like a couple of vending machine trips when we took the Waukesha trip to take my car back, and then a quick trip run for $11.88. So that's kind of low for us just because we did not go out to eat last week Wednesday when Bentley had play therapy. Medical is higher this month than I planned because we had the cold start running through our house, and so because of my aunt having a lower immune system, I wanted us to be as healthy as possible before we went because I didn't want to risk getting her sick. And so we just kind of got a bunch of cold medicine to kind of combat everybody's symptoms, and that was a little higher at $40. Gas so far this month is $55.51, and that is going to increase. I expect to at least like $120 to $180 this month because I don't have a work car anymore. So I will be paying for gas in my car and driving my car more often. Household is higher. Quick trip, that should not be in there. I don't know why that's in there. 11.5. We're gonna have to flag this for review. Oh no, okay, I know what that is. So we needed phone chargers for the trip because we didn't have enough. Like I bought USB-C charging stuff, and that's why that's there. So that is a little bit higher because we needed cords and new outlet like bricks for the cords. And then Thrive was $133.98. I took advantage of a sale. So I bought a bag of shakes and my capsules in the morning to get my balance for free. So I saved $40 by doing it that way. So I did save money by taking advantage of that sale. So now the next time I order this month, I just have to order the DFT and another bag of shakes, and then I'm done. So it's going to probably be right around the same amount, but I got a free product out of it. So that's why we did that. I just have to figure out how to work that into the budget because my next check isn't until December 5th after this week. But so far we're doing pretty good about staying on track. Car maintenance, we did spend $114.05. Some of that, I have not transferred the money back over from that. $83. Okay, so I did transfer the $83 back into my account. So like these smaller ones, I have to transfer that money from the savings account to the checking account to cover those costs. So I got some stuff for the trip. And then we spent $339.46 this month because the Airbnb came out last month on vacation spending. I put everything into YNAB when we got back on Sunday, just so that way it was in there and reflected it. So yeah, that's right on par with that. So far we are doing really well, and I hope to continue. Like I said, I still have to import those transactions and kind of finish my Walmart purchase from yesterday. So that'll put us over as a lot of things because as you can see, like I don't have it in the variable. Like it's just not there right now. So I know I have to replenish that, if that makes sense. But anyway, I'm just ranting now. So if you enjoyed this video, like I said, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. It really is helpful, and I really do appreciate you guys interacting with the channel and helping me grow to get this monetized. We have a long way to go, honestly, but I'm going to enjoy the process, and just I can't do it without you guys. So And then I will see you guys in the next video where we budget out the paycheck.